Oh, here I am. Hello, everybody. Guten Morgen. It is Continued Momentum Monday, and I just want to say good morning to whoever I see here. Leilani, I want to give you a huge shout out. It is 10:37 over here, which means that where you're at, it's 5:30 in the morning, all the way from Hawaii. Let's go. Melissa Morgenthaler. Good morning. Nicole Moreno. Good morning. Fender Black. Good morning. Great to see you guys here. If you have an accountability buddy, go ahead and tag them on this live because today we're going to talk about the best things to do when you find yourself coming out of a meal and you're like, dude, I'm still hungry. I don't know about you, and actually I would love to know. I'd love to know it, based on your guys' point of view. Like who in here likes the feeling of hunger? If you like to feel hungry, go ahead and drop a yes. If you don't like the feeling of hunger, go ahead and drop a no. By the way, if you were with us in the Banging Body Fast Track over the weekend, Erin mentioned that her humor is rubbing off on me. So since today, I will be guiding you on this call. I figured, why don't we add a little Erin flair? And the flair is humor. So, you guys, my hair has been super long. Like, this is my bun. And now it gets to a point where it has a mind of its own. So, I have like a horse's pony. And I think we should name her. If you've been in our like older espressos, we've had Josephine. Josephine was the baby hair that I used to have like hang out here. That's one of the reasons why I actually wear a hat. Because my hair has a mind of its own. However, I'd love to know your guys' opinion. Like, how should we name her? How should we name her? Would love that. Okay, so who in here likes to feel hungry? Okay, I see Fender Black said no. Leilani, who said no. Facebook user. Barbara, no. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that I'm not the only one who doesn't really like to feel hungry. As a matter of fact, from an evolutionary standpoint, the feeling of hunger. So most of us don't actually really know what real hunger feels like because this is from a social standpoint. This is not a thing for us here in the US or in most advanced countries. Like when you go to Africa, like real hunger is a lot more of a prevalent thing. Sometimes, we might have a long day and maybe if we weren't prepared enough, we ended up skipping a meal and we might feel that feeling of hunger. But the truly stressful hunger of I'm not actually sure when my next meal would be is one of like it's a very traumatic experience for any living creature. Okay, that's why like our dogs, when we feed them, they're like, right? Like who in here has a dog? Go ahead and drop a D. Like for them, it's the most exciting thing because they're not in control. They don't actually know when their next meal would be. So they're the happiest they've ever been. Okay. However, because we have control, like, we buy our groceries, we do all of that, we have credit cards and that sort of thing. Like these are not normally problems that we run into on a day to day where like we don't know when our next meal would be, if at all. And humans who do, that's like an extreme stressor, right? I mean, that's why we started to process food in the first place. The first food processing tool was actually a stone that was made to cut meat so that we'll be able to get more out of the animals that we used to hunt, and that was like thousands of years ago. However, in today's day and age, not an issue. So considering the fact that nobody likes to go hungry, I can also imagine, and tell me if you're a yes on this too, that the feeling of hunger after a meal is probably even more disappointing, because you're like, dude, I know I just ate. Like, why am I hungry? Right? So, what I want to help you to solve today, write this down. Every problem is actually a solution. What I want you to solve today is how to come out of a meal not feeling hungry. Have you ever come out of a meal feeling hungry? Can you please go ahead and drop a yes or I know or a no? I know that this happened to me before. And like, to me, it's not satisfying, you know? So if you're anything like me, just I want to see you guys, because I want to make sure that the message is landing. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give you the tools on how to make sure that no matter what the situation is, coming out of a meal, you don't feel hungry. Fair? Okay, cool. By the way, in the chat, I would love to know from you, like, kind of like, where are you at in your journey currently? Like, are you, on the path of weight loss? Are you like, you've reached your optimal goal? So if you're on weight loss, go ahead and drop a W. If you have reached your optimal goal already, go ahead and drop an O. I just want to kind of see if there is anything else that I should add to today's message as well. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I see your guys' names and I know you guys, except for Facebook users. How can we see who Facebook user is? Okay, so thing number one. A lot of times, so when our body is giving us sensations, it is signals. Our bodies are trying to communicate with us. And, when we have a feeling of hunger, it means that from a bodily need standpoint, something might be missing. And if you're like, dude, I just ate a meal, why am I still hungry? It is possible that it's due to 3 factors. Okay. Why am I hungry? Factor number 1, didn't eat enough. Which I believe for most of us, especially if we're if we're trending to drop weight, that is not an issue. Do you agree? You're like, yeah, probably like the I am lacking food is not really a thing. It could be, however, it's probably not the main thing. Can we all agree on that? Yes or no? Just go ahead and drop it in the chat. I wonder if it's a little bit just slower or what? Yes. Okay. 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 Cool. So we are on the same page. It's not because we didn't eat enough. Okay. The other thing, it's because maybe we didn't supply with enough, I'm going to call it other stuff. And those other stuff are either nutrients or water. Okay, you either didn't get enough of the other stuff. Okay, so I want to begin by talking about water, because the nutrients part has a couple of factors that go into play here. So with regards to water, most people don't get enough water. Even those who are, let's call it, further along their journey. You know why? Because drinking water is not the main direct factor when it comes to you manipulating your weight. Why do I know this? If I look at my own journey, you guys, and tell me, so from a baseline, the first benchmark, just so we know, oh well, Sarit, like how do I know how much water should I drink? Your first benchmark should be half your body weight in ounces. So for example, half your body weight in pounds in ounces. So for example, if I weigh 200 pounds, then half of it would be 100 ounces. Okay, so if you weigh 180, it should be 90 ounces. If you weigh 160, it should be 80 ounces. So who in here is on a day-to-day basis for the last 30 days, you've been getting your initial benchmark water requirement? Let me tell you guys something, real talk. For the first probably 8 years of my journey, on the right path. Congratulations, MJ. Congratulations, Facebook user. Congratulations, Sherlyn. Barbara. Good stuff, guys. Good. So for the first 8 years, and if you're a no, drop a no too, because we still want to see you. We don't just want to see you when you're being quote unquote perfect. Okay. Maybe you guys can hear Callie dreaming in the back. Can you guys hear her? Okay. Listen, if you're not there yet, that's okay. Oh, Michelle Full. Okay, cool. Got it. So it took me about 8 years since I got on the uprise to finally get to a point where I committed to my water intake. Okay, so for those of you guys who are like, no, like take a deep breath, that's okay. My intention for you, if you're not getting enough water, is start by writing down how much water you drink every day. We cannot change what we're not even aware of. Chances are that if you're not getting enough water, you're not even aware of how much water you're drinking. Why do I know this? For me, my form of accountability was my bottle of water. And I could literally go for an entire day drinking one bottle of water. Anybody in this house struggling with drinking water because you're like, dude, can I be real with you? I just don't like plain water. If this is you, I am you. And this is why for so long I'm like, okay, well, it's not going to have like the most primary impact. And quite frankly, I don't like the taste of water. So like, can I just drink coffee all day? Like, is anybody here who's like this? If so, I have a couple solutions for you. But I want to see that you're here. That was totally me. Okay, so no longer you. Anybody who is it right now? I don't think so. Okay, so with regards to water, if you're not there yet, just become aware. Become aware. And by the way, if you know that you want deeper help with regards to like, okay, well, Erin and Sarit, like, what should my progressions be? Then go ahead and drop coach me, because we'll need to have a conversation of what does that look like for you. Okay. And so that is with regards to water. Okay. Next up, you might not be getting enough nutrients. Well, isn't that interesting? Well, what if I have weight to drop, Sarit, but I'm not getting enough nutrients? So if you were with us this past weekend at the Bang Body Fast Track, there was a portion where we talked about that. If you weren't, I will, kind of give it a small glimpse here. But nutrients pertaining to, protein, fiber, vitamins, minerals. So you might be getting a lot of calories, but what is the quality of the calories that you're getting? Okay, because the food that you're eating gives you energy. Okay, energy comes in the form of calories. Now, there is a difference between taking in calories and taking in nutrients. Ideally, what you want to strive to do is you want to strive to consume as often as possible what we call nutrient dense calories. And nutrient dense calories are calories that are coming from foods that also supply you with nutrients at the same time. Okay, so when we are compromised with essential nutrients that our body needs, what's going to happen, because your body is not getting its nutrients, it's going to be like, give me more food, because if you give me more food, then hopefully you'll get the message that I need more nutrients, right? And that's where habits go into play here. So when I talk about nutrients, I talk about protein, I talk about fiber, I talk about vitamins, antioxidants, phytonutrients. This is why, for anybody who's, like, you guys know that, we talk about the X Endurance products a lot. However, while I can recommend to you the X Endurance products all day because I do believe in them, what I will first tell you is that supplements are never anybody's issue, because supplements are a good multiplier for once you're giving your body what it needs from a nutrient standpoint. Because if you're giving your body supplements on a shitty diet, your body is still going to send you the same signals. So I can tell you all day. By the way, anybody in here taking the X Endurance products? If so, go ahead and drop XND. Because I can tell you all day long from a nutrient density standpoint, oh yeah, like just take the immune boost, because it does help you to get more nutrients and it helps you with nutrient absorption. However, if the diet is still compromised, then let me tell you something, it is not going to solve this problem for you. You're still going to run hungry, right? So it is about feeding our body with foods that are nutrient dense, because ultimately that's what's going to make your body satisfied. Okay. And that's why, like, so many people, like, the supplement industry is just so, what's the word? Just out there. It is like, it is so like out there. I'm just going to say out there because the other word can't come to me right now. However, the supplementation is literally the secondary thing to a solid nutrition. Supplements cannot solve something bigger that your body needs all the time, each and every single day. However, supplements are a great multiplier, especially great supplements when you're doing good stuff with your body. Okay. I did hear of kahava as well. So nutrients, okay? Nutrients in your meals. You want to make sure that you have at least one serving of protein with each and every single meal. For every person, it's going to look different. However, if I could give each and every one of you a blanket statement, it would be have at least one serving of protein with every single meal. In an ideal world, you'll want to have about 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight. Okay. So for example, for somebody like me, I trend at around 125, 127. So I want to have about 127 grams, which, by the way, for any of you guys who are working with a coach and you have your nutrition platform just simplifies it in terms of servings. So do know that. Okay. And then every single meal, we want to make sure that we're eating highly fibrous carbohydrates. Not all carbs are created equal, you guys. Like you're going to feel completely different when you're eating sweet potatoes versus when you're eating white bread. Completely different. You can probably, this is why, who in here, just drop a yes in the chat. If you know that you can knock down a sleeve of cookies, like no problem, dude. No problem, because for me, it's not even about I can knock down a sleeve of cookies. Like, you know, the Chips Ahoy thing where it comes with 3 sleeves, I can knock down the entire package. Have you ever wondered why it is so easy to crush like a whole box of, you know, Chips Ahoy cookies? Okay, cool. Glad I'm not the only one here. Glad I'm not the only one. The reason why it is so easy to crush it, you guys, it's because it's got no nutrients and it's got no fiber. And this is the issue with a lot of highly processed foods. Because they don't have any nutrients, they're actually not going to fill you up. And the other thing that I want to get into, not only are they not going to fill you up, when you're eating highly processed foods, what's going to happen is that you're going to get an insulin spike. Highly processed foods normally have products that are made of white flour, fried white flour, or probably not even real sugar, like processed sugar, like corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, right? So what's going to happen with that is that it's going to jack up your, so it's going to convert into glucose really fast. And what that's going to do is it's going to jack up your insulin. Okay. And whenever your insulin levels are higher, you're going to get the urge to want to continue eating. This is why, has anybody had a binge session before? Why is it that after you have a binge session, you're like, dude, I am so hungry? Is this relatable to anybody? The reason why we're so hungry after a binge session is because our insulin levels are so high. And your body is like starving for nutrients. Meanwhile, it is stuffed with processed calories. So your body's like, I need more food. I need more food because you're not giving me what I need. I need more food. I need more food. I need more food. And when your body's like, I need more food, then we get the sensation of what, you guys? Hunger. Okay. So I've been through all of this, and I want you to know that if you're currently going through a season of, you know, emotional eating, binging, or maybe you're feeling constantly hungry all the time and you're like, dude, I would love to get some help with getting a grip on it, just go ahead and drop help in the chat. Would be happy to help you there. So when your body is depleted of nutrients, it's going to give you that signal. And this is where most Americans are. I'll tell you, like when I have conversation, okay, Facebook user, I'd be happy to help you. However, it's hard for me to help someone whose name I don't know. So if you could just drop your name in the chat, that would be great. So with regards to, what I was saying with that is that I have had multiple conversations with women who tell me that they're actually not eating a lot. And for some reason, you know, their weight just keeps either going up or it's not moving. Why is that? Right? So we think that not eating is actually going to solve the problem, when the reality of it is that now we're actually making things more complex. And I believe that that could actually be a great conversation for another time, because we're getting into a different realm here. However, We get the hunger sensation when we are not giving our body what it needs. Because remember this, your body is a machine that's been designed over literally millions of years up till now. Your body is super smart. Your body knows your patterns better than you do. Okay. Um, so that's why what you want to do with your body is you want to do the right thing. Because when you do the right thing, your body's a highly adaptable machine. It wants to fall into place. It wants to heal itself. Like if you have weight to drop, you're simply misaligned. And it can totally be fixed. I want each and every one of you to know that. It can totally be fixed. So, just a quick recap, and then we move on to the next part. So if you're feeling hungry after you ate a meal, it could possibly be, it's normally not because you didn't eat enough. We don't have these really social issues in this country. If you go to Africa, if you go to Southeast Asia, that's a completely different conversation. Okay. However, normally it's either because you didn't supply yourself with other stuff, which are either water or nutrients in your food, and your body's calling for more. Or the other thing is you might just not be getting, this is a part of the nutrients thing, veggies and protein. And I just want to touch base on that real quick. So I came to this country as an immigrant, and something that I realized very quickly, this is the greatest country in the world. However, to me, it's mind-boggling how great this country is. Most Americans just don't know how to eat, and I believe it's a cultural thing because we weren't taught any differently. So I believe for the most part, Americans they just don't know how to eat right. And a big part of it is because you don't see cultural foods being laden with vegetables. It's normally laden with, fried shit, fries, burgers, hot dogs. It's just like all processed things, right? Like that's what American food is known for, right? So when we grow up in a home where we don't really know what to do with vegetables, we have a tendency to think that vegetables are very boring, when the fact of the matter is that that's not the case. If you know that you love to eat vegetables, go ahead and drop a V. I want to see you. So if you do not like eating vegetables right now, just start with whatever it is that you feel like you can, step up to, maybe the more bland vegetables like the cucumbers or like the cherry tomatoes or the carrots, right? Like things that you would give kids to teach them how, or like celery, to teach them how to like vegetables, right? And like maybe you can even dip it in like Greek yogurt, so it's not plain or it's not boring. However, I'm happy to see that you guys are dropping V's, because it is a must. It is a must if you want to improve your body, if you want to improve your health, if you want to improve your well-being, if you want to increase your longevity. You want vegetables to be a consistent part of your diet. So much so to the sense that, on a day-to-day basis, you want to have at least 4 servings of vegetables. So I would love to know from you guys, like who in here over the last 30 days has been consistent with eating 4 servings of vegetable. If this is you, go ahead and drop a yes. If this is not you, then go ahead and drop a no. Okay, there's no right or wrong here. Like you're not being judged. I just kind of want to see where are you guys at. Okay. Okay. So if you know that you're close, step it up to 4 servings. Okay. If you know that you're way off, then start with one more of whatever it is that you're just doing. Okay. Lastly, you might be low on protein. Okay. So, like we said, at least 1 serving of protein with every meal. And I know that sometimes when we run short on protein is because we feel like we might not have time to eat. If this is you, go ahead and drop a me in the chat. And I want you to know that, it's either that you could use some help with regards to structuring your food and your meals, or, because for example, like nurses or like night shift workers, things like that, like how do you get protein when it's like a way later time, or when you're just packed and like you're the only nurse on like the entire floor and everybody needs your help, right? Like you're not just going to say, oh, wait, everybody, I need to stop and take a 30-minute break to eat. I totally get it. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to supplement with protein. Okay. You'll just want to make sure that when you supplement with protein, it is a high grade protein. Okay. So a bunch of you guys dropped X and D in the chat, which is awesome. Love the X and D protein. If you would like to get your hands on a protein supplement, then my recommendation for you is try out the X&D protein for sure. And if you know that this is you, just go ahead and drop a me, because you can also purchase it with a discount code. For anybody who wonders which X&D protein I prefer to drink, because Erin and I, we actually drink different proteins. We have a different preference. I like the chocolate. As a matter of fact, I mixed like a scoop of the chocolate with a scoop of the collagen and greens. Erin just does 2 scoops of the vegan. Okay. Barbara, here. So use this code and just hit Sarit 15 at checkout. So you can get a 15% off discount. And this is for anybody else as well. Now, they're all super high grade protein. Every flavor is different. So you just want to make sure that, get the one you love. I believe that there's 2 types of people in the world. There's chocolate people and there's vanilla people. And I'm for sure a chocolate person. Where are my chocolate people in the house? Yeah, you can definitely also use Greek yogurt as well. 1000%. Anybody who wants to change to X Endurance, just go ahead and check out the links in the chat. Chocoholic in the house. I see you guys. I see you guys for sure. All my chocolate people. So yeah, you guys, basically this is what it comes down to. If you feel like you come out of a meal and you're sensing hunger, it is normally because you're lacking nutrients or you're lacking something. Your body is just sending you a signal, and it's either going to come down to feed me more of the better stuff, feed me less of the shitty stuff, give me more protein, give me more vegetables, give me more water. Okay. And yeah, you guys, as you already know, we are here because we are on a mission to transform the lives of millions of people through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours. Ultimately, our team, Erin and myself, we're real people just like you. We've struggled with our weight for a long time. We've seen the adverse health effects through our parents that, where if you don't know how to take care of yourself, ultimately it's going to come back and bite you and your family in the ass. And we want to be the because of you not having to go through that, and because of your family and loved ones not having to go through that. And if you happen to be new to our community and you need more support than whatever it is you're currently doing, because you don't really have a plan or anything, just go ahead and drop no plan in the chat. So perhaps maybe if it'll be helpful, we can have a conversation and see, what plan do you need? Ultimately, though, you need to have a plan. Whatever your plan looks like, whoever your plan is with, whether it's with us or somebody else, that's fine. However, what matters the most is that you have a plan, because if you fail to plan, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to end up failing, and ultimately failure happens because you either quit, or because you didn't have a plan, you didn't try out a plan, or whatever it may be. Other than that, just keep chipping at it. You guys are beautiful people. On a Monday morning, I hope that today's message came in with lots of value. So that being said, let's treat our body in a better way this week so it can love us back, because ultimately that's how you win. Your body is your vessel to everything that you do each and every single day. And I know that if I can, so can you. Cool. So that being said, have a killer week ahead. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today. And I look forward to seeing you later this week. Jackie. Okay, I like that idea, Sherlyn. Jackie, my pony. So good. Okay, you're awesome, guys. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you later this week. Take care. You're so welcome. Bye.